All this week we've been hearing from photographers behind images in a community exhibition showcasing life in Whitstable. Local residents have contributed photographs that they took of the town throughout 2013, and 365 images have been chosen for the display, one for each year. The scheme is called Project 365 and it's open at Whitstable Museum and Gallery. Today we have two photographers joining us, web developer Jason Hick, Project 365's youngest contributor, 9-year-old Stephen Brown. Hi Jason.
Hello, hi.
And hi Stephen.
Hello.
How are you doing, Stephen?
Good, thank you.
Good. So you're 9, is that right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So how did you get interested in photography?
It was a woman called Natalie Banners who got me into the 365 and photography.
Okay. And have you enjoyed working a camera and getting used to the idea of taking photographs?
Yeah, I really like it because it takes me outside.
Oh, that's good. And do you think this is something you're going to do more of now?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be that when I'm older. I just want to still have it as a hobby though.
So what are you going to be when you're older then? Do you know?
A musician.
Fantastic. What do you play?
Drums and saxophone.
Oh, fantastic. That's good. So the photography can be a hobby that you keep hold of.
Yeah.
Tell us about your photograph, because we're going to tell people to go to the Facebook page as well. But for those who have yet to be there, I'm looking at it now, but describe the photograph for those who don't know, Stephen.
Well, I took it on a bridge in Whitstable by the roundabout near Tesco's.
Yeah.
And what I did was I was on the side and I took it with slow shutter speed for 30 or 40 seconds. So when the cars go round, you can just see the lights of the cars.
Fantastic. And this, of course, was taken during the snowy time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's some lovely snow on the ground, on the roundabout there, and then you get this beautiful sort of weaving light effect. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Which, of course, is the lights of all the cars, and because of the way you adjusted the shutter, it creates that kind of effect. And this is something, is it this type of photography, Stephen, that you like to do, sort of messing around with different shutter speeds and trying to create different effects?
Yeah, I've done lots of that. I also do it with water, so it looks smoky.
Wow! How does that work? What do you have to do with water to make it look smoky?
You go to a river and you put your tripod up and get it on a slow shutter speed, and then the water can still flow, and you can just see the flowing water.
Fantastic. So these are all little tricks of the trade, I suppose, that you can use to create a much more effective photograph.
Yeah.
Good work. Well, congratulations, Stephen. Did it feel good to know that you were selected to have your photograph shown?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful picture, I have to say. Certainly here at Radio Kent, there's quite a lot of other amateur photographers. They're looking at this quite enviously, thinking, wow, this guy's going somewhere. So, well, thank you for coming on with us, Stephen.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. That's Stephen Brown. Stephen is the youngest to have his photograph selected to be displayed. He's 9 years old. And if you go to BBC Radio Kent, if you go to facebook.com/BBC Radio Kent official, BBC Radio Kent official, that's right. You can see that photograph there. There it is. It's a lovely picture. Jason, welcome back, Jason. With a completely different picture, of course. Tell us about your relationship with photography, first of all.
Well, basically, I've been a keen amateur photographer for a number of years, and I guess I inherited it from my dad, who used to squirrel himself away in our bathroom with lots of strange potions and liquids. So he converted the bathroom into a...
What's he doing in there?
You would spend hours in there, and I would often spend hours in there with him as well, helping him mix up liquids and making him develop his negatives. So it's always held an interest for me. Of course, these days, digital photography changes everything. So, it's just being a web developer and actually techie. It's become even more of an obsession. So
you've gone for a black and white shot.
Yeah, I love black and white photography. I particularly love landscape photography, but there's something about black and white landscape photography that just really appeals to me. And the shot that you've put up on your Facebook page is of a lost space in Whitstable. I like to think of it. It used to be an old Victorian skating rink.
Yep.
But these days it's just been used as a bit of a boatyard, really, where people just used to store their boats. But it's one of those spaces that you walk past every day.
Wow.
And it's just disused and unloved. But
yeah. You've managed to make it look loved through photography, which of course is part of the deal, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the picture I took is what's known as a HDR photo. So you take an overexposed photo and an underexposed photo, and then you combine the two together to get a really well exposed shot. And the day in question, it was a really bright, sunny day, so that works quite well when you convert it to black and white, because it gives it that kind of infrared feel.
It's got that, and it's a little haunting. I think that would be reasonable.
Yeah.
Which kind of is in part the story you've just reflected on.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine back in the mid 19th century, lots of Victorians roller skating around.
Oh wow!
This little space, and there are quite a few black and white photos.
What does Whitstable mean to you, Jason?
Well, I've lived in Whitstable for a couple of years now. I moved down here from Yorkshire, and so I've slowly been moving further and further south. But it's just a lovely place.
Sure.
I've gotten to know through the 365 project so many people, and that's one of the things that's been really, really good about the project. So many thanks to Natalie and Emma for organising all of this. But yeah, it's kind of found my spiritual home here.
Wow, that's interesting. That is nice. Well, thank you, Jason. Thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll speak again soon at some point. Jason Hick is the other featured photographer this morning, and our thanks again to Stephen Brown. He's the youngest. Stephen was 9. Jason Hick is if you like, an adoptee of Whitstable. Both of those, I think they're both really stunning photographs for slightly different reasons. And if you look at them, you'll know exactly what I mean. I urge you to get to the Facebook page to do that. That's facebook.com/radio. Shall I do that again? Radio Kent Official. Radio Kent Official is how you'll get there, and you will see for yourself the kind of pictures and images that we're talking about, and both of those images are on our page. So there it is. That's facebook.com/BBC Radio Kent Official, and you will see the two pictures that we featured there from Jason and from Stephen.